Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the changes between the 2022 and 2023 WRX. You're going to see it all over the place right now. Every time I get onto a Facebook group, a Reddit forum, a Discord, everyone's talking about what are the differences, what are the changes, why is it going to cost more money, is it going to be better, when are we going to hear about it? Why am I waiting to have a 2023 order versus the 2022? Why the 2023 is going to be way better than the 2022? I'm seeing it all, and it is like the hottest topic on the internet right now if you're in the Subaru community. In today's video, I'm going to disappoint a lot of you guys and talk about the differences, the price increase, and why for this change in year, it literally doesn't matter what you end up buying. If you're not already subscribed to the channel and you have a Subaru, you enjoy Subaru content, you enjoy automotive content, lots of cool stuff coming to the channel, lots of cool stuff on the channel, please consider subscribing and checking out the videos that we have on the channel. If you're one of those people and you know that the next generation WRX, the current generation WRX, it's kind of weird to say that as a WRX, as somebody that's spoken about WRXs for so long, the current generation WRX, the 2022, the model year 2023 is coming out soon, probably in the next 4 to 5 months. It's going to be delayed. The delay is because there was a delay on the 2022 WRX because of COVID, supply chain, and shipping delays. Regardless, we're going to see the 2023 come out. Everyone seems to be convinced that there are going to be a plethora of changes that are improving different things with the WRX. Mechanically, likely there will be no differences with the car. Actually, the bigger statement is nothing has been solidified and confirmed yet. All we know is the changes that were made for non-US WRXs. So we're looking at the Japanese market, the Australian market, and the European market for the WRXs. Before I go through some of the smaller changes that were made with those, which is really just 3, I'm going to talk about the most important thing. The fact that if nothing is changing mechanically and there's no substantial changes with the car, what should you be doing? Something to think about. The bigger other thing is that we're expecting a $600 to $800 price increase for each part trim. So if you get a base, could be $600 or $800 more. Premium, $600 to $800 more. Limited, you get the gist. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. Is $600 or $800 the end of the world? No, but it's real money. So if you're looking at the two cars, the way that I would look at it is if there are 2022 WRXs on the lot and they have a 2023 WRX, figure out what the few changes are and ask yourself, is that worth $600 to $800? And usually if they are trying to push out old model year cars and they're new, they're going to discount them a little bit. Today's market, I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's something to think about. Okay, so the first change that Subaru has announced for, again, we're talking about European, Australian, and Japanese WRXs, which means there's likely going to be a carryover because that's how these cars are designed and that's how manufacturers approach these things, was the first one. And again, these aren't things that you're going to rush out and want to go buy a WRX for, but if you leave your headlights on or you leave an interior light on, there's going to be a new software update that allows it to shut off after a period of time because it doesn't do so right now. The next change will be with the smart keys. They're going to have a built-in sleep function and motion sensor to prevent relay attacks. And the last change is not that exciting either. It's going to potentially, or what they've been doing, or what they plan on doing, is changing some of the lighting controls. Right now it's toggled with a single switch and it's going to be separated and toggled with, there's going to be an off option and then there's going to be a switch option that allows you to control the controllable modes. All the changes between the 2022 and 2023 WRX are definitely changes that aren't going to have you getting out of your chair like I am now and running to a dealer and buying a WRX. Unfortunately, they are just small functional changes and it's essentially going to be the same car. I would expect in 2024 we get a few changes, but if you think this is weird and there aren't a lot of changes, if you actually look at the history of other WRX generations, this is very typical for that first year change unless there's a problem, but this is what we saw in 2015. The only change in 2015 was an upgraded head unit in some of the models, and we saw that the spacing between different trim levels changed a little bit, but the technology didn't really change. And maybe a slight screen increase, but again, we have such a large infotainment system that they're not going to change that. And then in the model generation before that, there was just changing to some of the plastic interior stuff. There was, I believe, some seat brackets were changed and a little bit of molding on the exterior was changed. So nothing significant, at least from the new generation, the FMC, which is a full model change, the first of that round, and then the year preceding it. It usually takes to the second year before we start seeing little changes. If you look at the STI, you could even say like 2015, there wasn't really a real change, a substantial change until 2018. So I know that wasn't a super exciting video, but I made it not super exciting intentionally because there isn't anything super exciting coming with the 2023 WRX other than it's another WRX that we can go out and buy. So just something to keep in mind, something to consider. Nothing is technically confirmed, but that's what's happening in the WRX on outside markets, at least the S4 WRX, which is basically the US, it's the Japanese version of the US WRX. So that's what we're going to expect for the change. And otherwise, enjoy your car. I wouldn't wait, honestly, for the 2023. If you want a WRX, go out and buy one.